My name is Patrick Ray, and I'm an independent filmmaker based here out of Kansas City. And I will be directing The Last Butterflies. Very excited about it. I have been making films now since probably 2003. I went to the University of Kansas for film school, and I started making short films in the Kansas City area. Made a feature film in 2012 called Nailbiter, which was released through Lionsgate. And then I followed that film up with a film called Arbor Demon, which was then released currently on Paramount Plus, but was released in 2017. And then I diverted and I made a family film, which was very interesting, called Belong to Us, which is currently available on Peacock. And then I followed that up with another horror film shot here in Kansas City called I Am Lisa, which is also on Peacock. And now my recent feature, They Wait in the Dark, which is kind of a haunted house domestic thriller, will be probably on streaming services next year. So working on obviously Last Butterflies in the Kansas area definitely works for me since I know the terrain and I like working with the crew that's based out of Kansas City and Kansas. So it seemed like it was a perfect fit for me. Well, I've always been attracted to stories that deal with the apocalypse, and I haven't really done one. I like the idea of a mother and daughter who are making a journey kind of through this post-apocalyptic world. I just like the opportunity to do something a little different, and I felt like this was something that definitely I think I can get excited about and maybe make it a fresh take on that kind of story. I definitely want it to be something that has an emotional resonance with the audience, and it's definitely a performance piece. And so I really want to be able to get the actors to, uh, you know, uh, demonstrate a huge range of emotion because the film definitely plays into different timelines. You have a past and present intercut, so you're seeing different aspects of their lives as it's moving into this very desolate and apocalyptic world. Basically, I would like to show two different looks, kind of a little bit more bright and colorful for the scenes that are before the apocalypse, and then show something a little bit more dark and heavy for those scenes that are set during the apocalypse. I think independent film is important because I think it definitely shows new voices. I think that there's an awful lot of films that and stories that studios and bigger production companies are scared to tell. I think it's important to support independent film because there's a lot of new individual voices that are out there trying to get to tell interesting stories. And so I definitely, every chance I get to make an independent film, I definitely take. One thing that I always like about making independent films in the Kansas or Kansas City, Missouri area is that there's a lot of enthusiasm from local businesses and the community. And so everybody finds movie making interesting and new out here. So I feel like there's a lot of people who are willing to support an independent film and come together and kind of work together to make the film and feel like they've achieved something, especially with KU really close and UMKC and Avila, all the different film schools around here. You're giving opportunities to, fresh talent to make a film out here so that, they don't have to move to Los Angeles. They don't have to move to Atlanta. They get to make a film right here. I have a lot of fears when it comes to the future of our world in terms of global warming and climate change and all that stuff. And so I feel like the script definitely touches upon some of that stuff, which is, I think, very scary and very real. And I think it's definitely going to be a problem for the next generation. So anything that we can do to tell a story that actually might frighten people into changing their outlook on what could, potentially happen, and also maybe find ways to help. And I think every individual, if they, take the time to do a little something every day, I think that it could make the world a better place. And I think that, obviously we have time to turn it around. And I think that the more that the word gets out that this is something that's very real, I think is, something that could very well change the future for my kids and their kids and stuff.